race cars.
The moment you've been waiting for is finally here. It's time for the first ever Tillotson T4 Series race in the Netherlands category, and it's going to be a very exciting battle. We have 15 drivers ready to go to squabble on the circuit, and we are going to have some really exciting racing from them. We'll see some truly spectacular battles. We'll see a really exciting run as the competitors are getting ready to battle away for the first time in history in this category. Jay Sanson here in the commentary box, and we will have an absolutely wonderful race in front of us as these young racers in the senior category of Tillotson T4 Series are going to battle away. For some of these drivers, this is their first step out of corporate karting. For others, it's a return to form in a great race series that they can really enjoy and have exceptional fun in. Here's the grid. Charlo van Sonsbeek on the front of the grid from Ismo van Reert, and then it's Stefan Boutelaar alongside Brent Ragabarsing on the second row of the grid. On row 3, it is Brett Hilbrink and Bink Thurman. On row 4, it is Jordi van der Weide and Andreas Mathies. And then on row 5, it is Jeffrey Hindler and Chris van der Wende. Ayrton Berg lines up 11th on the grid alongside Joshua de Kruif, and then it is Seppi Geerts alongside Robin Menz, with Mathieu Panachot lining up in 15th on the starting grid in kart number 20. These Tillotson T4 chassis, their first venture into the Netherlands series after a fantastic first run in Ireland last year, and there are 2 categories to speak of at present making their joining up into the series. We have the Tillotson T4 Series Netherlands, also a British UK series, which ironically is also taking place this weekend back in the United Kingdom at Rissington at the same time. So the 2 series are basically running at the same time, so it's fascinating to see. But we're going to see these guys in the Netherlands category as they battle for racecraft in their very first outing here at Mariembourg. They're going to run around the circuit for one more formation lap, and then of course the drivers will be lining up on the circuit as they prepare for race action. And boy oh boy, is it going to be an exciting battle. The competitors out there will have a really exciting run. The drivers will want to be right at the sharp end. For Charlo van Sonsbeek, it's his first pole position of the 2020 Tillotson T4 Series season. He will go down in history as the first racing driver ever to be on pole position in the Tillotson T4 Series. That's something to be quite pleased about. Number 17, Ismo van Reert, is there in second position, so it's going to be an interesting start for them. And they will obviously head down to that first corner in the front end of the field. It gives them the best possible start to proceedings. Our beautiful drone is flying overhead as well. I'm sure there'll be some fantastic pictures to give to competitors later. And we have several photographers around the circuit as well, getting great shots of this brilliant new venture for the 2020 motorsport season, filling the gap between the corporate rental karting world and obviously the world of pro karting. And it's a fabulous feeder series into the mix, so we'll get to see some truly spectacular race action from these guys as they battle for supremacy. So they're going to come through the final twisty section of the course once again, and it's going to be a really exciting grid. Charlo van Sonsbeek on pole position from Ismo van Reert and Stefan Boutelaar. In third row of the grid, it's Brett Hilbrink and Bink Bloemen. Then Jordi van der Weide, Andreas Mathies, Jeffrey Hindler and Chris van der Wende. Then Ayrton Berg, Joshua de Kruif and Seppi Geerts from Robin Menz and Mathieu Panachot as the drivers are ready for action. The first ever race in Tillotson T4 Series Netherlands is about to get underway. They will come to their position on the grid. They're obviously lining up in formation. They're trying to make sure they are ready for the off. And when they go racing, we will be racing. The lights are out and they go to the first corner. They leave it very late for the first corner, and there's a spin immediately in the field. 2 or 3 karts coming together there, unfortunately. And it looks as though we've got 2 or 3 karts facing in the wrong direction. It's not the greatest of starts in the midfield, but out in front, it is still Charlo van Sonsbeek who leads very nicely indeed, and it's Stefan Boutelaar that's got a brilliant start up at a second position. So van Sonsbeek and Boutelaar immediately lead the field. Then there's a squabble for third position. It is the 22 versus the 17. That is Ismo van Reert versus Brett Hilbrink. And it looks as though Hilbrink managed to hold it round the outside to hold on to third position. But immediately, Charlo van Sonsbeek and Stefan Boutelaar have started to stretch out the gap up in front. No major squabbles. Oh, there's a pile-up in a turn 8. So a big problem there. Up at turn 7, that is, on the way for the hairpin. They've all managed to get going again, but it's just a little bit too much of a cluster together, as too many karts were trying to go for the same bit of racetrack, and that just ended up getting very squabbly indeed. But out in front, still no change from Van Sonsbeek and Boutelaar, as they are going to stretch out the lead in front of the rest of the field. And Boutelaar is already starting the charge after Jarno Van Sonsbeek, so we're going to get some brilliant racing between these two early doors. Into the first corner, and it's Van Sonsbeek who leads, Boutelaar in second place, then it's Jeffrey Hiedler in third place in front of Ayrton Berg, Jordi van der Weide, and then it's Andreas Mathies in front of Josh de Kruif, then Seppi Geerts from Robin Menz, Mathieu Panicho and Ismo van Reert, then it's Ragabarsing, Blumen and Hilbrink, and it looks as though Chris van der Wend has not come around. I certainly haven't seen him come through. So what has happened to the number 4, Chris van der Wend? I wonder if he's had an off at the far side of the circuit, maybe into the final turn, because he certainly hasn't come around anytime soon, and Chris van der Wend is missing. Oh, we've got a yellow flag, we've got a spin there, we've got a spin now. That looks, oh, we got a collision further up. Now it looked to me as though Brent Ragabarsing might have been the spinner, and Joshua de Kruif is the one who spun out. What a shame. Joshua de Kruif now walking away from the car, and that's a real shame. Now we've got the battle for the victory as Stefan Boutelaar is trying to come around the outside of Jarno Van Sonsbeek. They go out of the first corner, and is this going to be the move on the inside from Stefan Boutelaar?